am Harmony Rhodes, Program Officer at the Community Foundation for Southeast Michigan and co-chair of the Michigan Emerging Practitioners in Philanthropy, also known as EPIP.
I'm short. I'm Pam Amundson, Donor Services Manager at the Grand Traverse Regional Community Foundation and co-chair of EPIP Michigan. We are pleased to present the 2023 Emerging Leader in Philanthropy Award today.
The Emerging Leader in Philanthropy Award was established by CMF and EPIP Michigan chapter in 2021. The award honors an emerging practitioner in the field for their demonstrated leadership, commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and advocacy for social justice.
The award celebrates emerging leaders working in Michigan who have advanced connections in the field and have shown support for peers in the emerging leader space. This year, we are delighted to honor our 2023 Emerging Leader in Philanthropy Award winner, Jonathan Pulley, Program Manager of the Rocket Community Fund.
Few more tidbits to share about Jonathan. Through his role as program officer, Jonathan leads the fund's grant-making strategy for Detroit-based partners who are primarily focused on post-secondary persistence, workforce development, career education, and education equity. Through his work, Jonathan has engaged in deep listening with nonprofit partners, ensuring open and transparent communication, demonstrating a great level of respect for not only lived expertise, and always striving to keep equity at the center of the work.
Jonathan has led by example, building and strengthening relationships and encouraging his partners and colleagues to focus on equity. His approach and work have inspired others within his organization, among his nonprofit partners, and in the broader network of our sector. There's a short video about his outstanding leadership, and then we'll let Jonathan talk.
A group of your peers in the Emerging Leaders in Philanthropy Michigan chapter have nominated and awarded you the Emerging Leader in Philanthropy Award for 2023.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so grateful and honored, and wasn't expecting that. I'm so thankful to be honored by both EPIP and CMF, who I have benefited greatly from programming. So just a huge thank you.
I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of people over the course of my career, and I have to say that Jonathan is one of the most engaged and thoughtful individuals that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Since he joined our team just over a year ago, he has already been able to drive a ton of outcomes in our education and employment work. He's supported internal and external partnerships, he's launched a whole new portfolio of work, and not only that, but he's really often the glue that holds our team together. He is the one who's advocating for different individuals, different partnerships. He's helping to loop people together in non-traditional ways. And I think this all comes down to the fact that genuinely people trust that Jonathan has their best interest at heart, whether it's an internal or an external partner. Jonathan truly comes to the table with a level of empathy and trust that I rarely see in the philanthropic sector. So I am just incredibly proud of the fact that Jonathan is being recognized as the Emerging Leader in Philanthropy at CMF. And Jonathan, we could not be more excited for you. We are so proud of you at the Rocket Community Fund, and thank you for everything that you do.
Hi, Jonathan. This award is in recognition of the countless hours spent, the challenges faced, and the difference you've made in the sector and in the lives of many. In the vast realm of excellence and dedication, especially considering who's in the room tonight, you shine brightly. This year, that beacon of commitment, innovation, and leadership is Jonathan Pulley. Your passion lights up any room that you walk in and every endeavor that you touch. Under your guidance, challenges transform into opportunities. In the resilient heart of Detroit, Jonathan stands tall, not just as a leader, but as a pillar of hope and change. Recognizing the gaps in post-secondary education and the myriad of persisting barriers for students, your strategy and vision is making a difference for youth in Detroit with rippling effects across systems-level change. While advancing education is your starting point, your impact also reaches across the ecosystem to advance family income while authentically centering community voice. For your transformational leadership, for creating pathways where there were none, and for ensuring that community always has an empowered seat at the table, it's an honor to work alongside you. Today, I'm happy to share with others how remarkable your contributions are and how they've moved the needle. Congratulations, Jonathan. Here's to leaders who not only dream, but empowers others to realize theirs.
Jonathan and I had the pleasure of working together. I was a grantee partner when I was executive director of a prior organization. And Jonathan came in probably a year after I had taken on the role. And working with Jonathan made the partnership so much better. Jonathan brought fresh ideas. He always had a lens for equity. There's a term that Jonathan taught me that I use all the time. He talks about what his heart posture is in the work. So he infuses his character as a person in every decision he makes, in all of his interactions, his life experience as a young Black man, as he works to make better outcomes for people who look like him. And it was just impressive. So I am grateful for the opportunity to work with you. And again, excited that you're going to be recognized and know that you'll do some amazing things.
I tried to write something down, but I'm probably not gonna say it, but I will try to stick to 5 minutes. When I was told about this award, I was surprised. I didn't know what to do, what to say, and I for sure did not think I would have to give some type of remark in front of all of you all. I just wanted to come up here and say thank you and go back to sit down, but this might feel like a little churchy. I'm a church kid, so allow me to bring you all to church. So if you feel like you want to say amen or slap your neighbor or anything, this is just what makes me feel comfortable. So in all seriousness, first giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I don't think I would be here. I know I wouldn't be here if I didn't have some very simple principles. Just viewing people with integrity. I believe everybody is an image bearer of an invisible God and need to be treated with dignity and respect. And the great responsibility that I have, this work is so personal to me because we get to restore dignity for people every day. And to me, that is such a great responsibility, and it's hard for me to disconnect work and job because I try to blend the two. I try to walk the same in every room and space. I try to honor people. I try to learn from everyone. I've added people on LinkedIn. I've sent messages. I am someone who knows that I can't get there by myself. And it's hard for me to realize that, this is kind of a foreign concept. I want to say thank you. My wife told me not to do this, but I am going to do this. Um, this award is just as much yours as it is mine. I'm going to ask, you can hold, when you hear what I'm going to name off, I want you all to stand up the same way because she's always stood up for me. Listen, so my wife and I, we have 3 beautiful children, twin daughters and a little boy, Serenity Grace and Sanaya Faith Pulley are twins, and Jonathan Pulley II. And she had them in 2 years, but really 18 months. 10 days after the Michigan shut down, she went into unexpected labor, had an unplanned, not an emergency C-section, while she was still pursuing her degree. So when I talk about post-secondary persistence and challenges, believe that this hits very close to home. But yet she persisted, not just to get her degree, but she took a pause to be a mother, to be a wife, in the middle of a global pandemic where no one could come around, no one could watch us. We barely figured out Uber Eats and how to send Instacart and food trains, but she persisted. She shared her graduation party virtually and also had a baby shower for our son. When I talk about sacrifice, I think about her. When I think about the tough days, I think about the students who still want to make it to that next level. You encourage me every day, and you don't know it, but I want to tell you on this stage, you have been there for me when I did not feel like I belonged. You were in our shoulder to cry on. I'm so thankful to be married to you. I'm so thankful that you helped me and encouraged me. And when I told her, right when she graduated, we bought a house in Battle Creek. I worked at the Kellogg Foundation. And what did I say? I think it's time for a new opportunity. Let's move to Detroit. 1 year after we bought a house in Battle Creek. I know, it doesn't make sense. I saw a posting and I was like, this feels right. It feels like the next move. And she said, let's do it. And she has been there alongside me. She spared me the coffees that I have. I try to schedule them between 9 to 5 and unpack, but she lets me be able to advance this work because I know it goes through relationship. I know it goes through being present for communities, and I'm so thankful for you, honey. My mom and dad, my mom was an educator, and you are the reason why I choose to do education. My mom taught for 35 years. She was coined the name Ma Pulley. Kindergarten teacher, she taught multiple generations of families, and at the end of the day, she believed that every single kid had the ability to learn. And she taught me that resilience in my work. And now being in philanthropy, I never wanted to be a teacher, but I always said to myself, I want to make the lives of those who do teach and do advance this work, I want to make it better. My dad, he's a war veteran. He's an entrepreneur. He's working to end veteran homelessness in Kalamazoo. This is real philanthropy, everyone. It starts at the community, and I'm so thankful to my parents for teaching me integrity, being different, and being okay with being different. At the end of the day, we all need someone to push the envelope. I said this might feel a little bit like church. In closing, I got 2. And I promise you, I'm gonna try to stick to it. I have to say thank you to CMF in EPIP, Michigan. I have benefited from the programs. I have benefited from the mentoring program, executive coaching, building a sense of community. EPIP, Michigan, I had the honor and privilege of serving on the steering committee for 2 years. I'm so thankful that the space is created for us to be able to build community and really look at what is next in our field. I have to say thank you to the W.K. Kellogg Foundation for taking the shot and chance at hiring an intern. Fresh out of grad school, I was 23, and I am so thankful. I have some people listed, Aurelis Diaz, Felicia Dehaney, Carla Thompson-Payton, Yazid, Sarita, Regina, Cece, Javon Dobbs, my best friend. I'm so thankful for you all having those conversations, taking me on site visits, helping me understand how do we advance equity. You look at the budget, you figure where the money's going, you ask, is this going towards our desired outcome? That's what philanthropy is. We have to continue to push those self-imposed boundaries that we have on ourselves, and I'm so thankful for all of the small deposits that you all made in me.
I want to say thank you to RCF, Rocket Community Fund, and jointly the Gilbert Family Foundation. I had a very good experience at Kellogg, and I had a good foundation, but I knew that I really wanted to grow not only my professional skills, but also the work that is so important to me, and that's access to education. Jamie Powell, I want to say thank you for believing in me. She literally, on the interview, said, "Hey, Jonathan, if you have any questions, just let me know, and I will take you up on your offer very quickly to see if you will actually let me know." And she answered the phone call, and I told her what I felt like I did wrong in the interview and how I would fix the answer. And she told me a year later, that is one of the reasons why we selected you. And I'm so thankful that you all took a chance at me as an outsider geographically to come here and lead this work. Laura Granneman, I want to say thank you for advocating for us, for me, for championing leadership growth. I'm so thankful that you invest in us to grow professionally and personally, and you have a level of care along your work, and I thank you for that. I want to thank the nominees. When I was sitting at the table, they told me that several people nominated me. I only knew 2, so I did write down 2 names, but I want to say thank you to all of those who nominated me. Margaret Allen, who spoke earlier, and then my former colleague, Micah Burley, I found out, wrote some kind words about me. And for me, for an external person to validate me working with my heart posture, it just feels so natural to who I am. But then also a former colleague of mine to say that it really made me think that, you know, what I'm doing matters and it impacts the world. The call to action to you all. I know if you all look to your neighbor and say, "Neighbor," that was a little impromptu. I didn't have anything to say. But I do have something to say. If you all want to make social impact through your funding, I want you all to envision and look at the neighborhoods that you all are trying to make an impact in. Become a part of the neighborhood. Get your haircut in the neighborhood. Walk alongside and go to the programs that we fund and we might not fund, but are still doing great things. Be a part of the community that you want to change, and that's how you get a better understanding about how far we can stretch this work. Be inconvenienced by the things that our grantee partners are inconvenienced by. Like, let's take a step back. If I'm the emerging leader in philanthropy, I want to let you know this is my framework and how I see myself contributing to the field, because I want to be able to keep going forward and understand that I'm in a very privileged space and I get to make decisions based on data-informed decisions. Data-informed decisions, and add a little bit of soul to it and understand what is that neighborhood that this grant is going to? Who are the people that are the real champions that can get to people that you can't get to? That's the level of change that I want to be a part of. For those of you who all are hiring managers, hire an intern. Advocate for an intern. Invite them to calls. And as a person who was an intern, I took strenuous notes to add value to the meeting and ask, how did we get to this point? How do we advocate for equity? What is the overall goal that we're trying to get at? That's how you compound all of this over 6 years. This is not just a one-time thing. In closing, I think I said that twice. The great Detroit rapper Big Sean once said, "One man can change the world." And I'm telling you all that if we all can reach one, we all can make a larger collective impact together. Let's build bridges and not barriers. Thank you all for your time, and God bless you.